Welcome back to Nation at 5. We have a CNN News 18 exclusive for you. Top intel sources are now suggesting that Pakistan's flood response exposes the neglect of the Nankana Sahib, which is the birthplace of Baba Nanak. The army-centric management of Kartarpur indicates this continued use of religious optics for propaganda. That's what Indian intelligence sources are now telling our investigations editor Manoj Gupta. Over 20,000 acres of the Gurudwara land was diverted for commercial use is what we're given to understand. The diaspora in Pakistan is absolutely upset. Sikh villages are facing delayed relief and disaster response as well, even as we see several parts in Pakistan battle those floods. Pattern of a systematic neglect is coming to the fore is what we're learning. Intelligence, the apparatus here in India is also keeping a close watch. Anand Narasimhan now joins us, getting us more perspective, getting us more inputs on this. Anand, how is India looking at this kind of optics that the Pakistani administration seems to, or the Kartarpur administration seems to be undertaking?
It's not just about how Bharat is looking at this optics, how the world needs to see this dual-faced and this, treachery that the Pakistan establishment is committing against minorities in Pakistan. The world needs to observe that like they have tried to weaponize Kartarpur Sahib and with the presence of military and overtly try to milk it. On the other hand, Nankana Sahib has been left to neglect, and people and the neighboring villages around it with their lands usurped, like you mentioned, more than 20,000 acres of Gurudwara owned land now being handed over to private contractors. But when all of Nankana Sahib was submerged because of the floods, there was hardly any relief that came from the state, or even the military did not turn attention. It was NGOs like Khalsa Aid and others who stepped up, and there was a huge amount of outcry among the Sikh community globally, which highlighted the apathy that was on display by the Pakistanis and the Pakistani establishment. And somewhere it looked deliberate because the neighboring regions were attended to. Areas where mosques or areas where largely Pakistani Muslim population was inhabiting those areas were attended to. But the areas around Nankana Sahib were neglected. The other thing is the bunds and the dams which are supposed to ensure there is protection to the Gurudwara land and the Gurudwara area were all left decrepit and needed huge amounts of repair, and they were literally crushed in the onslaught of these floods. And these pictures themselves are shocking. How is it that they could allow so much of water to come across the entire Gurudwara land and nothing was done about it for many, many days? So these questions remain. So this is what has happened. And this is not the first time that Nankana Sahib or anything close to Raja Ranjit Singh in the interiors of Punjab have been left to arson, vandalism and also decay and damage. Whereas Kartarpur Sahib, they guarded closely and they tried to weaponize in terms of trying to influence the pilgrims who come there via Bharat, and also send in their own spies and their own agents across with some of these jathas. So somewhere this kind of a behavior by the Pakistanis also upholds Bharat's own decision not to issue visas and permits to these jathas, fearing the safety and the upkeep of these kind of shrines for the Sikhs by the Pakistani military.
Right, Anand. Thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front.